Hey y'all! And welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry Generation podcast, where we bring you a not-so-healthy dose of humor and reality as we get our hands dirty with some serious nostalgia and question everything.
Let's dive in.
I'm Misty.
Ani here.
Welcome to episode 0 of our podcast. It's the very first, it's not even the first episode, it's the episode before the first episode. The idea of this is just to kind of give you guys a general idea of what we're about, kind of like a little preview of what our episodes will be like, answer some basic questions.
Where do you want to start? Let's see, what do we got? Where are we from?
Sure. You can just say, well, in your case, where you're from, I believe, is where you currently live.
Yes, I currently live in Los Angeles. Lived here for, how old am I? I'm old.
Oh, great.
I've lived here for 32 years minus, let's see, about a year in bumfuck New York, about 6 months in Louisiana, 2 years in Philly.
Was it only 2?
Yeah, September of 2015 to May of 2017.
Okay. Feels like longer. But then again, I only lived in Philadelphia for a year.
3? So
Yeah.
just say minus 3. I can't math. 32 minus 3 is what? 29? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, lived here for 29 years.
You have to do something special for your 30-year anniversary then.
My 30 years of being home. Can you believe it's been 5 years since I've been back home? Like, it feels like I never left.
That's fair. That's fair. But then again, when you came to visit, I can't believe it had been so long since we'd seen each other, so...
I know, because we hadn't seen each other since you left.
Yeah.
Since you left Philly.
Yeah, which was 2016.
16.
Yeah. So that was, it was real bizarre.
You left and my life went to shit.
Yeah, it did. You should have just come with me. No, you shouldn't, because Florida sucks, but, let's not, don't do that to yourself.
Oh my god, speaking of Florida, I saw an article today that I sent to Aaron immediately, and it's, like, top 10 best polls, and it was the best, like, amusement parks, ranked, top 10.
Okay.
Listen carefully to this list.
Okay.
Coming in at number 10, Knott's Berry Farm, here in Anaheim.
Okay.
Number 9 is Magic Kingdom, in Orlando.
Okay.
Number 8 is Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I can say that is bullshit!
Yeah!
Because Hershey Park is not that great!
No!
Been there.
I'm offended for my Disney World. Like, what the fuck?
That was just Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
No, not all of World, just Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm offended
Number
for
7.
Magic Kingdom.
Number 7, Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio.
I don't even
Granted,
know what the hell that is.
I do want to visit Sandusky. They have a really nice like hotel resort called the Kalahari, where they host like an anime convention every year.
Oh.
But the hotel is so fucking cool. There's like an indoor and outdoor water like jungle area and stuff like that. And the anime convention hosts like water contests. Like water
I've
anime.
seen that online. Is that where that is? Okay.
Number 6, Busch Gardens in Tampa.
No.
Number 5, Dollywood in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
No, but like times 2.
I want to visit Dolly World, but why the fuck is it on the top? Okay. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, coming in at 4.
No.
Number 3, Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. Don't know what the fuck Kings Island is.
Okay, no. None of these, like, little small dinky-ass things should have beat Magic Kingdom.
Number 2, Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Number 1, SeaWorld, Orlando.
I need a moment of silence to mourn the stupidity in which I have just heard.
I understand that Disneyland Resort is not on this, but
For one thing.
Universal isn't even mentioned.
Yeah, like Universal Studios ain't even mentioned on the list, but like, how many Disney parks are just in Orlando? Like
5. All of them.
Yeah.
No, 6. You have Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, which is the 2 water parks. Then you have Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, Epcot, and Magic Kingdom.
And all of them beat Dollywood. Like, what the fuck? Like, each and every... Like, when I first went to Hollywood Studios, it wasn't that great, because I hadn't done, like, the Star Wars world at that point.
That's where it is?
The Star Wars...
Galaxy's Edge is in Hollywood?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Right.
I mean, that's where the... Yeah. Maybe? Yes. There's a Star Wars place in
I know
Hollywood
there is.
Studios.
Oh, no, okay, so okay.
There might be more than one. Don't really know. Don't really pay attention to Star Wars, to be honest with you.
I know.
But I do remember a vast majority of it was blocked off. And oh, no, that's where, yeah, there definitely is Star Wars stuff there, because that's where, that lady who worked at Disney was super mean to me and my friend when we were meeting Kylo Ren. Yeah.
Rude.
Yeah. To the point that my friend went and, like, complained, and, like, the Disney people, like, freaked out because they're like, there are no complaints at Disney. So,
I know. Everything's magical.
Yeah, but, yeah, no, it was not a great... Kylo Ren was great, but he offered to let me join the dark side, and I stopped him, like, mid-speech, and I'm like, no, you're joining my dark side. Like, no. Like, I don't know jack shit about Star Wars, but I do know that I am already a part of this dark side, so, like, let's do this. Like, if it's evil, I'm in it. Like, let's just be serious.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no. There is no way that Hershey's Park, Dollywood, whatever, all of these things have beat out just Universal Studios as a whole. It's just like, no.
I don't care about Universal Studios as a whole. I only care about Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade and the Express.
Fair.
That's all I care about is Harry Potter World.
That is, and it will be an awesome and amazing experience, because you do get to go, like, through, because you guys just have Hogsmeade there with, like, the castle. We have Diagon Alley, and, like, you get to walk by the night bus and, like, through platform 9 3/4, and then you are in, like, it is that shock and awe moment that Harry gets when he first walks in there, and you just see everything, and it is that exact experience.
Because the Hogwarts Express stop, like, the 2 stations it stops at is Hogsmeade Station and Diagon Alley, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes from one park to the other.
Well, yeah, but, like, that's just... Oh!
Yeah. And but the way our Wizarding World is set up is you can't see any of it from the rest of the park. You have to have that experience of going through platform 9 3/4, because it twists around a couple times, and then when you come around that final turn, it is that shock and awe moment of being.
Oh, I can't wait! Like, you have no
Alley.
idea how excited we are. I am packing my robe, even though I know I'm probably not going to wear it because Florida heat.
Yeah. But, like, the pictures...
But I'm definitely bringing both of my interactive wands so Aaron and I can just walk around playing
I have
with all...
one. Shit, I have Sirius's wand in an interactive form.
I have Narcissa's and McGonagall's.
There you go. 100%. When we went and I got an interactive wand, I'm over there, like, doing all the spells. Like,
yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am so excited. You have no idea.
Yeah, like, the second you walk through, you just see Diagon Alley. Like, you see the twins, like, shop, like, Wizard...
Oh,
Weasley's
the Flisbee Wizards are there!
And then... Like, you see Gringotts, and at the top is a dragon.
The big old dragon, the one that they free, yeah.
Yeah, and it breathes fire and everything, and you get to watch that, and it's really good. And you just get to walk through it, and, like, it's all, like, together and a little cramped and everything, and then you get to go into Ollivanders, and then you get to go and, like, you can see, like, the little magic thing that they put on where, like, they'll pick a guest out of the crowd and everything, and you get to have your own Ollivander wand and all that. So you still pay for it, but still.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it's excellent. That first moment of, like, going through there and that shock and awe moment is
I can't wait.
One of the best experiences, only paralleled with walking through Hogsmeade and seeing the castle in person for the first time. Like, it was, like, the most coming home
I'm curious
feeling.
to see how much bigger it is there than it is here.
I was looking at a map of your guys' like theme park in general. It is so small. I'm pretty sure your guys'
tiny as shit.
Your guys' Universal, I think, is smaller than just one side of our park. Because I was looking at that when you asked me, like, is it worth going? And so I pulled up a map, and I'm like, there's like 6 things on your map. Like, what the hell? And I'm like, no, one side of our park has more than that. Come here. And then when you go into Nocturne Alley, it is
You can go to Nocturne Alley?
Yeah, you get to go to Nocturne Alley. There is a dark magic shop.
Ah!
Yeah. You get to go into Nocturne Alley. It is so dark in there. It's actually really creepy. And like you go in there and there's like a little sign and it was hard to find it. And the only reason I knew I knew it was there is because I'd looked it up beforehand and I'd seen that people had gone to Nocturne Alley. And like there's only way that you know is there's just this little like maybe like 2-foot sign that just says Nocturne Alley and it's like kind of tilted in like the direction that you need to go in. And then you just like go down like this hall that looks like it looks like it should be like a service hall or something like that because it's just kind of small. And then you go in and it's really dark and then you kind of walk through there and there's like interactive
I can't wait.
things.
We're gonna we've decided our date, so we're gonna get there on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're gonna have that Sunday as just like a chill day.
Yeah.
And then Monday, Tuesday we're gonna do Monday we're gonna do Hollywood Studios. Tuesday we're gonna do Epcot. Wednesday we'll do Wizarding World. Thursday we're gonna do Animal Kingdom, and then Friday we're gonna do Magic Kingdom.
Okay, that's cool. It's a nice.
So right in the middle of the week.
Bring good shoes. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah,
parks are big.
I know.
They real big.
Get that day off because you know you're coming with us.
Oh yeah, no. Like on the day you guys go to Universal Studios, like hell yeah, fuck. I can't wait. It'll be so cool. Like
So excited.
we super got off track. I don't even think
We
I
did.
mentioned where I was from or where I live.
We need to start that all over again because no one's gonna remember where the hell I'm from after that.
Okay. I can literally probably just crop that out. But if you want to go ahead and just say where you are and where you're
All
from.
right. I am from LA. I'm born and braised. Yes, I've been braised. Born and raised in LA. Lived in Philly for 2 years. Lived in New Orleans for a semester. That's about it.
Yeah. You went from LA to
The East Coast.
to the East Coast.
I experienced a winter. I'm glad I didn't experience, like a nor'easter or like
Fair. They're not prepared for that at all.
Yeah, no, I just got like a couple feet of snow and that was about it.
Yeah, you went from LA, you toured the United States, and then realized LA was awesome, and then went back. So
LA's got everything I need,
That's
dude.
fair.
LA is... I can go 30 minutes in one direction and go to the beach, 2 hours in one direction and get to the mountains, and go 1 hour in the other direction and go to Disneyland.
There you go. Originally I'm from Oregon. I definitely don't live there now. I've lived in five states. I think it's 5 states.
Did you live in Washington?
What?
Did you live in Washington? I forgot.
I'm
No,
from
just
Oregon, and that's the furthest northwest I've gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've lived in Oregon and Nevada and Arizona and Pennsylvania and now Florida.
And Texas. Don't forget Texas.
Oh, fuck yeah, Texas. Shit. I only lived there for like 13 years. 6 states. Shit. I only lived there for like 13 years or something like that. Yeah, so we currently live in the 2 Disney states, just on opposite ends of the country.
Yeah.
Which is really
I
cool.
love it.
Which is it's a little, like, I guess ironic that we live in, like, the Disney states, but separate.
I live in one tourist trap and you live on the
That's
other
fair.
tourist
You live
trap.
in the United States' tourist trap. I live in the global tourist trap.
Yeah.
Because we get a
In
lot
America, yeah.
of global tourists here.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, so, I've lived a little bit of everywhere. And now I live out here in Florida. Okay, you know what? Because we've been, I've been Googling things about Twilight and stuff recently because of what we're doing.
Of course.
So Twilight pops up all the fucking time on my phone now. And I just got through, one of the little pop-up, news notifications was watch this clip of, Bella meeting her baby for the first time. And I'm just I clicked on it because I'm because I know the scene that happens right after that is her kicking Jacob's ass. And I'm I am kind of in the mood to see that. wasn't really in the mood to see real creepy CGI baby, but I was in the mood to watch Bella kick Jacob's ass, and I'm like, sure, why not? Because I'm just like, that, I could, you know what, I can have that in my life.
You nicknamed my child after the Loch Ness monster?
Yeah, and it's just like, the best part to me is just very small girl hitting this massive jacked dude and like knocking him like 20 feet back, and I'm just like, that's just, like one of the best parts of all of the Twilight series is just Bella kicking ass with men many times her size.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy, and I still do enjoy the scene where you see her body turning. I do like that scene.
It was much better done like in the movie than it was in the book. I'll give it that.
Oh yeah, that's why I really enjoyed the movie
But then again,
version.
like, Breaking Dawn, part 1 and 2, much better than the book. Mostly because the ending of the book was just so disappointing, and like that, it literally, you spent like 400 pages building up to a fight that just doesn't happen, and it
doesn't fucking happen.
At least the movie did it.
Because
like, the movie gave you the fight scene.
I was so hyped up from Eclipse. Because Eclipse had that fucking, like, you know, the flashback battle scene with Jasper and the babies. The baby vampires, that entire army.
Yeah.
Remember that battle? I fucking love that scene in the book, so I was fucking hyped for the one for, you know, Breaking Dawn. And when I get to that part in the book, and it just goes up the freaking steepest cliff and just rolls back down and does absolutely nothing.
True. So, the next question is on there is, what year were we born? So, I was born in 92, for anybody who's curious.
I was born in 90.
And she was born in 90. So we are definitely the early 90s kids, and which means we remember at least a decent portion.
I remember a good chunk of, like, 80s cartoons that I grew up on.
Yeah.
Like, I remember being 16 and walking into Hot Topic hoping that somebody was gonna understand what the fuck I was talking about, because I remember remembering a certain show from when I was a kid, and it was like this, it's just rainbows everywhere. The unicorn was rainbow, she was rainbow, everything was rainbow. Okay. And no one knew what I was talking about. I'm like, I am not crazy. I used to watch this show and I loved it. Found it out on my own. Because I remember talking to somebody who's like, oh, you mean Rainbow Bright? I'm like, that one.
Rainbow Bright.
Rainbow Bright. I remember Rainbow Bright.
Sounds familiar. Like, I definitely should know what you're talking about. That I've heard of that. I can't picture it.
Google it.
Rainbow Bright animated series. Oh! Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rainbow Bright.
Oh, that is yeah. It started in 1984. Okay.
I remember the reruns when I was a kid. Do you remember Pound Puppies?
Yes. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a second Rainbow Bright series in 2014.
Fuck that. But yeah, like, I grew up watching Rainbow Bright, Strawberry Shortcake, Polly Pocket.
Oh, yeah. I remember Polly Pockets. I used
Transformers,
to have so many Polly
Teenage
Pockets.
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah. Pokemon. Digimon.
I never got into Digimon, or did I ever get into Yu-Gi-Oh? I couldn't stand Yu-Gi-Oh.
I love the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. After the original ones, absolutely not. Because
I would come home from school, and I'd have about like an hour or two of TV time before I started my homework.
Yeah.
And I'd watch Pokemon, because there would be an episode of Pokemon. I'd watch that, and right after that would be Yu-Gi-Oh! And I never want to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! You know what was on a different channel at the exact same time slot as Yu-Gi-Oh?
What?
The Maury Show. I'm fucking 10 years old. The Maury Show was my trash TV.
To be fair, the Maury Show is very entertaining. Like
you are not the father.
Yeah, no, that was definitely some entertaining shit right there.
Like, Jerry Springer was too much for me, but Maury was...
Jerry Springer is too much for me now. Like, that's just kind of trash I'm not interested in watching. But the Maury Show is drama I like. I like that shit. Oh. Let's see what else we got.
Yeah, Our podcast is gonna be basically about everything. We will get on topic.
We're gonna start on a topic, and it's just not gonna stay there.
No, it's not gonna. It's gonna go in fucking circles. Like we're gonna start at point A and end up at like point Z.
That's
and
fair.
going like it's gonna look like the map from Emperor's New Groove. How Yzma and Krunk had their map, their route versus Krunk.
Because we're like
that's the fucking journey. Like that's gonna be our journey.
Yeah, I mean, like
so we will get off topic a lot.
Yeah,
but yes, our podcast is about 90s shit. It's also about books and movies, and mostly movies based on books.
It's really just about like our generation and like the important pop culture of our generation, like 90s stuff, early 2000s stuff, even like 2010 stuff, because like we'll talk about things like Twilight and Harry Potter and stuff like that, things that were like really popular. But we'll talk about earlier stuff too, like we were just talking about like cartoons we watched when we were little, and like watching like Pokemon and Cardcaptor Sakura and like all these other things.
Gummy bears. Gummy bears.
Yes, that too. And like the idea is just to talk about our generation, and we'll review some pop culture, like we'll review and just absolutely destroy pop culture, because we do have some opinions.
We have lots of opinions.
We have a lot of opinions.
And I'm not nice.
That's fair. I'm not gonna be nice. Like at some point we're gonna like watch Twilight and just destroy it. I'm not gonna be nice. Like I was a pretty big Twilight fan back when it first came out, but I will not be nice. Like there is no being nice, because that series is garbage.
It is. Now, on the other side of that spectrum, we're both really big Harry Potter fans.
True. We are.
And we love Harry Potter. But we have a lot of opinions on that too.
I will be destroying the Harry Potter series, because despite my love of it, I do have some very serious opinions about absolutely. Plot holes have plot holes, okay? Like no series is, no matter how beloved.
Nothing is safe.
Yeah, nothing is safe.
So, and on top of all that, we're also going to be covering, what did we say? Oh yeah, like cultural stuff.
Yeah,
so
like life and culture, and kind of like, basically just what has happened to our generation, and like how personally you and I, as millennials,
are vastly different, but also somehow very close.
Yeah, like just like fundamentally two very different people, and our life experiences have been fundamentally very different. But we, at the same time, also very similar. And then just how our generation has had very similar but very different, just lives in our generation. And how, despite the fact that everything we were told our generation would have, should have, we're going to experience, what we should have at this point in our lives.
Went down the fucking shitter, which is why, as a generation, we are meant emotional damage.
Oh, in like 6 months, that's going to be real dated. Real dated. We need to get this episode out sooner rather than later, because that's going to be a real dated meme. Oh. You're not wrong, though, which is what's the hard part. But, yeah, so we're going to have probably 2 separate series, at least in the beginning. We'll focus on, like, the reviews and, like, the being super judgy about, like, pop culture stuff.
But don't worry, the 2 series will bleed into each other, because we can't keep on track
That's fair.
To save our lives.
Like she said, basically the map from Emperor's New Groove. Just think of that when you hear us. But we'll also have a second series where we talk about life and culture, and just like the challenges of our generation, and like the things we've gone through, both as a generation and as individual people. And there's a lot to talk about. So
there is. If you decide to follow us along, you're in for a ride.
Yeah, you're in for a ride. And no matter what it is that we're talking about, what it is we're gonna do or say, it'll be an interesting and possibly hilarious journey. So, and definitely
I'll be on the floor
weird.
laughing a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, here's a question. How did we meet? So,
how did we meet? So I moved to Philly.
Yeah.
When
we both made the terrible decision to move to Philadelphia. Like, because neither of us lived, we're from there, or even from the East Coast.
No, I'm from the opposite. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm
from Oregon. We're both from the opposite ends of the country.
Yeah, and I was just like, I want to go to Philly for grad school. So I did.
Yeah.
And I got a job at this, at Castles and Poor People.
Yes, we will not We're just gonna say castles and poor people. Like, we're just gonna leave it at that.
But you know who we're talking about.
True. We both became baristas for Castles and Poor People's in-store cafe, the knockoff version of Planetary Deer. Again, you can probably piece that together. But yeah, we were the not Planetary Deer.
I remember. So I moved into my dorm September 2015. October 2015. In the beginning of October, I got an interview there.
Yeah.
And when they saw that I had barista experience, I knew I was fucked. Because I'm just like, they're not going to put me with the books. They're going to put me with the coffee.
I don't think half of the people that ended up in that cafe applied to be a barista. Like, I didn't.
No, everyone
I did not
applied
to be a barista. They're just like, would you mind working in the cafe occasionally? And I'm like, in an interview.
Occasionally,
and I'm like, of course,
being, twice a week. No, every fucking day I'm there.
And then, like, they never actually trained me for the book floor, like, at all. Or
they
did,
said
but
they
never
were
together.
going to?
Yeah.
They trained me for the book club, but they never finished my training.
They gave me, I think it was 2 days of, 1 day of register experience, and then 1 day they just handed me the phone, and they're like, here, you have to answer the phones now. And I remember your training they gave you by putting you at the register during the holidays by yourself.
Yep, they put me at the register during the holidays. I'm like, okay.
I'm just like, why? Why?
But anyways, so we met while working for Castles and Poor People. And I don't know how it happened or why it happened. I'm glad it did. But
you better be.
It just... you were the only person in the cafe that I was just instantly drawn to.
That's fair.
My bones just said, this one's cool. This one's our level of weird, so she'll get it.
That is fair.
And me being me and the shit that I was going through at the time and being free from, every time I saw you, no matter what I had done, whether it was a week or 2 weeks in between of when I saw you and work with you, it would just verbal vomit out of my mouth into your ears. And you, no matter what it was, whether it was I went on a date or I slept with somebody or I went to the museum or whatever the shit I did, everything I told you, and you just would look at me like, is this what normal people talk about?
Yeah.
I don't know you.
Yeah.
And you're just telling me your whole life.
The Lord. I'm just like, do normal people share this much? I guess I'm just fully not registering. Like, oh, is this what normal people conversations are like? Because
no, it's not. Because I am not normal. I am broken. I am a broken human being, and that is how it happens.
That's fair. And I was just kind of
it's hilarious.
Shocked at the amount of which was being told to me, but at the same time I'm like, okay, I can figure this out. Like, I'll figure it out. Like, we'll get there.
Here's the fun thing. So I was at Disneyland. I was Disneyland on Sunday, which was not a planned trip. It was literally a last minute trip. But the Sunday before, when we had our full day at Disney, we're sitting down waiting for the Mulan processional to come by for Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to see Mulan and Mushu and everything, right?
Yeah.
So we're just waiting, and we're talking, and Aaron goes, when I first met you, I thought you were normal. I thought you were a neurotypical person. Because you're so, open and bubbly, energetic.
That's fair. I can
So,
see that.
And then we started to hang out, and I realized, nope. You're broken like me.
That is almost the exact experience I had. Because my impression at the time was, this is how normal people are, and not an experience I've experienced because all of my friends are super weird like I am. And then I'm just thinking to myself, okay, so no, this is what normal people are. This is the base standard for normal. And then the more we got to know each other, the more I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, no, she's weird like I am. Like, that's cool. That makes this a lot easier.
I'm just a lot more animated because I am that extroverted introvert.
Yeah. That's fair. And I am the introverted introvert. So.
Hey, Misty, let's go out and do something. No.
You want me to leave the house? Are you no?
Why? The TV's right there. The air conditioning's right here. Why do I want to leave?
It's just like...
Because my butt hurts from sitting down all day.
There's people, out there, right? Like, if you just get rid of that and, sure. But, like, there's people out there.
I hate people, and I can't stand children. I was at the Pop store over the weekend in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I was in line for the whole, Funko yourself experience, where you can, like, go up to the machine and, like, make a pop of yourself.
Which I didn't know you could do, by the way. You sent me
Yeah,
those
you can
pictures,
do
and
that.
I'm like, you can do that?
And this fucking little kid, like, I'm inching forward, and he's following me, even though his mom hasn't moved. The rim of his hat is hitting me, his shoulders are bumping into me, and I am just seething. I'm like looking at this kid, I'm looking at the mom, who's not even paying attention to her kid. I'm just like, I am going to yeet you out of the store. Like, stop touching me!
Oh, no. No, that's a hard no. No. It's a hard no. No, thank you. No, thank you for, like, many reasons.
Right?
Blah. Blah. No, thank you. All right. How did we meet? We answered.
Why are we starting this podcast?
Because look, honestly, COVID's a thing, and at some point, you and I have to do and develop a quarantine hobby, even though we're not quarantined anymore. We're just real late. And we've also been talking about starting a podcast for maybe like 2 years.
We weren't even we never really talked about a podcast. We just said we need to record the shit that we talk about so people can listen.
That's
because
true. Like, originally,
the shit that we say is just like, what?
yeah, like originally it was like putting like screen captures of our text messaging conversations out into the world.
Because Tumblr will sure as shit appreciate it.
That's fair. And because, like, our text messaging conversations are wild. Very wild, but...
Now just imagine us actually talking.
Yeah, honestly. Now that there's no filter now. Like, there's no texting
There's
filter.
absolutely no fucking filter. It is what you hear is what you get.
Yeah, and it was, like, wild before, but now that there's no filter, it's just going to be a lot worse. But, like, in a good way, probably. But...
So, yeah, we started one because COVID's an excuse.
COVID's an excuse. We've been talking
I haven't
about...
worked... I started my new job in February of 2020, and I worked in the office for 1 month.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been working from home, so... COVID's an excuse.
That's fair. I started
Because I
my
don't
job
leave the
in
house.
my previous job in like November of 2019, and by that coming April, we were working from home. So I had literally, I think I'd had maybe about a month and a half out of like the actual training, because they made you do like all of this. The training for that job was ridiculous. I had to go through a class for like 30 days. And then I got to do actual training. But yeah, like, I think we both kind of like went into jobs and then went to working from home like almost right off the bat. And in all honesty, as much of an introvert as I am, there is a point where even I need social interaction. And this is an odd way to do social interaction because the only person I'm actually seeing is one person. But I don't know.
But I'm a lot to handle.
I mean, same. Like, so what? Like, let's be real. But, you know, like, I think this is something along the lines of something we've talked about for like a couple years, and I think we just got to a point where like we gotta either shut up.
In the
or
words
put
of
up.
Rafiki,
Or what?
it is time.
Like, it was just a point. It was just, you know, put up or shut
It was
up.
bound to happen.
Yeah,
it was bound to happen, and it happened.
We kept talking about it, and I can't believe we started it because of a Twilight movie. But hey, something good's got to come out of that movie.
It's just screen caps of like, I'm just out with my mom and I just keep getting the messages from you and just asking all the right questions about, you know, the reality of Twilight. I'm like, yes, like we really need to sit down and talk about this because there's a lot.
So now we're going to record
just
it
in the
and talk
first
about
like
it.
20 minutes going, what the fuck?
Yeah. So now, instead of just talking about it over message, we're going to talk about it like and record it for the whole world to suffer with us. So that'll be...
Hey, it's not suffering if they chose to go down this road.
That's fair. That is fair. You've inflicted this upon yourself. We take no responsibility for the mental damage that you may incur from actually listening to us.
Mental or emotional or physical.
Yeah. I don't know
Not
how it would
responsible.
be physical unless you just had the volume of your headphones turned up too high. But hey, again, not on us. That is a disclaimer right there. We should like put that in every episode at some point. And be like, hey,
Disclaimer, warning, we are not responsible for the mental or emotional damages that that has been caused to the millennial generation.
that's really good, actually. And accurate, too. Like, yeah, that's very, very fair.
No, that's a whole last generation responsible for that, but we won't get into that right now.
Yeah, we'll leave that alone. So we did the why are we starting it? What is it about? And then
We covered everything minus
so
where can people find us?
well, what about the why is talking about our generation important?
I thought we covered that. No? Okay.
Kind of.
Why is talking about our generation important?
Well, talking about our generation is important.
We're a dying breed.
Yeah, well, that too. But like talking
We
about
are a dying breed. We're the last people to remember what a goddamn floppy disk was.
yeah, instead of just the
Or the
save
Atari.
icon. Now they just think it's a save icon.
Oh yeah, the save icon of Microsoft Word. What is the icon, child?
Yeah.
It's a floppy disk.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Seeing, like, when an actual person and somebody being like, oh, somebody 3D printed the save icon. It's just like, no.
No, honey, I found that in my attic, in drawers of just old shit.
Yeah. It's like with old school assignments and things on it.
Like, we know, no one knows what an Atari is. No one knows what a VHS is. Some kids don't even know what a CD is. That's like, oh, you mean Blu-ray? No, I mean a CD.
That's
The
painful
sound
just
of
listening
dial-up.
to.
I know, like, we are a dying breed. Everyone, like, the kids now, all they know is internet at their fingertips.
Yeah.
I didn't get my first phone till I was 16 and it only had numbers.
Yeah, like a flip phone.
I had a flip phone.
Yeah,
I had a legit flip phone because all I had was big ass numbers and little tiny, the number 1 had the ABC on it.
Yeah.
And like, I had to use T9
Like-
to make all my text messages.
Let's put this in perspective. Our original cell phones did not have the internet.
No, God forbid you press the internet button that would charge you like $25 a minute.
Yeah.
No, we were just terrified, like, oh crap, our parents are gonna find out.
Yeah, like it did not load web pages. It loaded like the phone company's like little search thing that you could use to look up like wallpapers you could purchase and like ringtones and shit you could purchase, and like that was it. You couldn't use it for like Google and shit like that.
There was no Google.
Yeah, that's really fair. And because like
And if there was, because that was what, 05, 03?
yeah, something like that. Because I think
It was in like the first baby beginning stages. It wasn't the Google you know today.
yeah, no, not at all. But
And now we have Meta. Because there was no fucking Facebook. Facebook was just for the college kids at Harvard. We had MySpace.
yeah, and even that was
Poor Tom.
oh Lord, I can't believe that website still exists. But yeah,
I can't. I'm not surprised that it still exists because I didn't figure it would ever get taken down. But the fact that people still use it
that's fair. Yeah,
baffles me.
that's fair. And like another reason it's important to talk about our generation is our generation, like we were just talking about, had very different technology and like a technological experience than the generations that are coming after us do, in that we went from having none of this technology to just
we grew
Yeah.
up with with the evolution of technology.
Yeah,
like
and
we evolved with it.
it happened. The evolution of technology happened very quickly over a span of like a short number of years, and those were our years. So we have that experience of like the playing outside and like the riding your bikes and everything like that. But we also have the experience of having video games for the first time and having cell phones for the first time, and like having all of this new technology come into our lives. But at the same time, because everything changed so quickly, the expectations that were set on our generation and that we were told.
Oh, we got shafted so fucking bad.
Everything that we were
Everyone's
told.
telling us, while we're in junior high and high school, it's like, when you get older, you're gonna go to college because college is really important. You're gonna get a job right out of college. You're probably gonna get married and have a family by your like 26, 28.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. Retire by your like 50 to 60, and it's just like, okay.
Everything that was told to us. And all of the expectations that were set upon us, and like, hey, this is what your life is going to be like. This is what's going to happen. This is the order it's going to happen in.
Out the fucking window.
Yeah, everything that we expected out of life completely changed, and we are the first generation, like the next generations have to deal with this too, is that all of these things that people expect of them to do in the traditional format that the previous generations have done will not happen to them. But we were the first. Like, we were the
first.
And we're still dealing with it, because now, like we were talking about earlier, is that we're just now getting into our 30s as a generation. Like, we're just now getting into our 30s, and everything that should have happened to us by now, that we were told should have happened to us, that happened to the previous generations by our age, has not happened for us yet.
It's like, no, I'm sorry, Susan, but I cannot afford my own house, even though I'm 32, because I can't even afford rent.
Yeah. Exactly. And, like, there's so many things that we can't do that even though our generation wants to, like, we want to own our own houses, we want to own our own, like, everything, like, cars, and we want to go on these vacations.
I want to be able to go to work and afford a life, not just survive. Because half my paycheck goes to bills and food, the other half goes to something. Don't get me started on student debt.
You know, and so, like, all of these things that we were told to expect to happen and that we should have happened, and then are now shamed for the fact that they don't happen, and we're trying to deal with that because our lives and our generation is not going to be like the ones that were before us. Or after us, because, like, the Gen Z and all of them, they're just, the kids graduating college now or high school, they have such a broader and more readily available pool than we ever did at that age. That's true. Because our generation...
Go to college, they said. Get your bachelor's degree. Get your master's degree. Cool, I did that. And guess what? My career is... not even a career. My job has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. And mine either.
And I'm 32 and I finally got, like, you know, at 30 I got the big girl job.
Yeah. Like, I've never actually had a job that fully, like, that I can use to make a living that has to do with the degrees that I hold. Like, we both hold master's degrees. Neither of us have jobs in our fields. Like, no. I think of everyone that I know, I think maybe, like, 2 or 3 people actually have...
I only know a handful of people from my school, that actually have a job in their field.
Yeah, like, they told us to go. You need to get a degree, and then you get a job in that field. Well, I did one of those things, and, like, the other one is not happening. And
I got the degree. I don't have the job. Where's my job?
Yeah, like, I've got the degree. Where's the job that's supposed to go with it? But no, every job wants you to have, like, hey, this is an entry...
8 years of experience.
Yeah, like, this is an entry-level position that doesn't pay you any more than, like, the McDonald's down the road, but you need, like, 8 years of experience, and you need a minimum of a master's degree. Or you can do this unpaid internship, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life, is because I've got 40 hours of free time just to give you. Like, are you crazy?
Right? I have 40 hours of free time where I do not need to make a single dollar.
Yeah.
Because I don't have bills to pay. I don't have rent to pay. You know, these things don't exist for me.
I don't eat.
I can dedicate all this time to get you coffee.
Like, I'm not trying to pay off the student debt that, you know, society told me I had to go and acquire in order to have this degree. Like, yeah, no, sure. I could just go, and I've got, as a millennial, I have more hours in my day than everybody else, apparently.
Right? Also, student debt is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Because they make us take all that money, and they still won't cover textbooks.
That's fair, and textbooks are stupid expensive. They change the edition, like, every year, so you can't use an old edition.
Like, let's say I'm in my first year of college. Why? Why do I need the newest edition of, like, this bullshit, like, geology book when this is just to get credits.
Especially when
this
that's
class
not your
is just
major.
to get credits.
Especially when that's not your major, and, like, they require you to have, like, all these extra, it's just all of these extra classes. And, like
I'm an English major. I don't need the 7th edition of this book on rocks.
Yeah. And, like, I distinctly remember on more than one occasion I paid over $500 in a semester for textbooks.
Jesus fuck.
And it's just, like, even the schools, when they give you, like, well, here's your book voucher for, like, $500, they're still charging you for that. Like, you still get charged for that. And if it goes over that amount, it doesn't get covered by your student loans. You just have to pay for it out of pocket, which I've had to do as well. Which is just...
bullshit!
Yeah. And it's just, like, why? What is the point of this? And it's just, we currently live in a society that is just absolutely geared towards charging as much money as possible, and who gives a fuck of the repercussions that happen to it. Because as long as the people who are doing it make the money, then nobody cares.
Oh, kind of off topic, but it fits into. So I finally joined Illumicrate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I have been on their wait list for like, what, a year now?
Really? Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Like, I went on their wait list, like I said, like almost a year ago, and I completely forgot about it.
Yeah, I feel like I remember you telling me about this.
Because even
ages
Owlcrate,
ago.
you know, I'm on their wait list too, or whatever, waiting for it, because like, I don't give a shit about Owlcrate Junior. I don't have kids.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Owlcrate I want.
Yeah.
That's also backed up. So like, Illumicrate like emailed me, it's like, the wait list is open. I'm like, oh shit, let's go.
Alright.
And look at what I got.
I didn't realize they had a wait list.
Yeah. So I got this book called The Ivory Key by Akshaya Raman.
Ooh, that's pretty. That's really pretty.
And then we got The Woven Kingdom by Tahera Mafi. Alright, so this is the Illumicrate special edition.
Ooh, that's really pretty too, jeez. Oh,
That's
what?
the pages. Yeah.
What?
It's
Oh,
so pretty.
The edges are so nice.
I know.
That's so
So.
cool.
Yeah, it's signed.
Oh, cool.
So.
Well, that's cool. That seems like it's worth the wait.
Just a bunch of books to, you know, add to my TBR pile. Oh yeah, for this, look, I got blue pages for this.
Ooh, I love it when they do stuff to the pages.
I know. And I got a puzzle, and I got some artwork.
Well, that's cool.
Related or not, I don't know.
Seems like it's worth the money then. Not that I have any idea how much they're worth, but and worth the wait too.
Since it's British, it's like $40.
Oh, that's not bad. Considering one
A
of your
month,
books is
no.
a special edition hardcover, like,
Right?
yeah. And they have to ship it to you, and you get art and a puzzle with it. Yeah. Are
Like,
they both
Owlcrate
hardcovers
does the
or
same
just
thing,
one?
but like, huh?
Are they both hardcovers or just the one?
Just the one.
Just the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's still, like, in all honesty, I go to a bookstore nowadays and, like, hey, here's this hardcover that's, like, really thin. It's $27. And it's just like, the
I
fuck is
know.
wrong with you? Oh. But yeah, those were really cool, though. I like it.
Yeah. I'm still trying to finish reading this one.
Okay. I'm still trying
look
to...
how much I have left. Look how much I have left. Like,
Oh. All right.
Arr!
I'm still trying to finish the book I started over Christmas break. So...
Did you even finish Blood and Ash?
No. No, I did not. I haven't finished the book I was trying to finish before I started that one.
The Rick Riordan one?
Yeah. I'm still in that. Because I just haven't been, I have not been in the mood to read like an actual paper book. I have so many books I haven't actually physically read, and I have just not been in the mood in like a while to read them.
Reading slump, it's fine.
Yeah. It's been a little while. Like, I keep buying books. I'm like, this sounds really good. I tried to, like, get back in the swing with buying, like, some manga. And I read those. I read those really fast. It's like, that's good. And it just didn't translate into reading a novel like I wanted it to. And I'm just like, oh, now I just want the next volume of this series. So.
Yeah, I follow Armin Trout now on social media, and I've been reading all, like, the teasers for, like, Chapter 4, Chapter 5 from The War of Two Queens for, like, the next one that's coming out in March.
Yeah.
It's coming out next month. And then one of the things, like, one of her most recent posts was, like, she's like, I'm so sorry, but we're gonna have to delay the release date for the March 15 hardcovers. And
Okay.
I almost lost my mind. So I immediately went to Amazon where I pre-ordered it from. I'm like, what did I get? Hardcover, paperback? Because please tell me I got paperback. Because the other ones that I have are paperback, and if I have hardcover, I'm going to rage.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I got paperback.
Okay, well, that's good. Does the paperback version come out later, though? Because that's usually...
No, I think from the way it was worded, it said only the hardcovers are being pushed to May.
Okay, but, like, they're releasing the paperback and the hardcover at the same time?
No. The paperback will still be released. It's on its original March 15 day.
Okay.
But the hardcover will be in
Was
May.
originally supposed to be released sooner than that?
It was supposed, like, they were, like, the the release date for the 4th book was March 15th.
Okay.
And they're still going to be released, but all the hardcovers are going to be released in May.
That's weird because, like, normally when people release a book, you release the hardcover first, and then it's like 6 months later that you start releasing paperbacks.
I think it depends on the publishing house.
That's fair.
Cause she's releasing all of them at the same time. You can pre-order the hardcover, the paperback, the regular paperback, which is like the regular size one, or like the Kindle. Like they're all available. They all drop that day.
Okay, well that's more convenient for sure. Cause like I have a couple of series where like they release the hardcover version first, and then you have to wait like 6 months to buy them in paperback, which is why this particular series that's over here on like my floating shelves is a mess of paperback versus hardcovers.
I know. I have that issue with a lot of mine too. And the one that really annoys me is I always forget. It's like that fragile. It's about fairies. What's it called? Fragile Eternity? Or Wicked Lovely. The Wicked Lovely series.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, I have the Wicked Lovely series. And the third one, the one right in the middle, is a hardcover where all the other ones are paperback. And I'm just like, this is driving me crazy. Ooh. I've had this since I was 17 and this drives me nuts.
Oh, no. At least mine is a mix mash of like, well, the first like 6 are all paperback, and then I've got like 3 hardcovers, and then it's paperback again, and then it's like another hardcover. And I like all the later ones for the most part I've been buying in hardcover format, unless I just
because fuck waiting.
Yeah, and like now that I don't work, for castles and poor people anymore, I don't get the discount, and so now I'm not really willing to pay, because like the paperback version is like $8, but the hardcover version's like $25.
I know.
And the novels aren't like that long. This is not like a 500-page novel. Like the paperback or the hardcover versions are like 200 pages. I'm not paying like $10 per 100 pages. Like that's just stupid. So But, so now this series is just kind of like a mess. I did find one day when I went into a used bookstore for $2, I found the second one in hardcover, and I'm like, oh, here's an idea. I could just try and buy them, so they're all, like all of the hardcover versions, or just like all of just the paperback versions, which would probably be easier. But I do have 2 copies of the second book, because I have them, one in paperback and one in hardcover, because it's just like, the hardcover was $2. I'm like, sure.
Been there.
So, it's something I don't think I'm ever going to rectify, to be honest with you, because I just don't want to throw out the money to buy them all again.
I know, and like I've recently started weighing the pros and cons of getting like limited edition copies of certain series that I have, like Harry Potter or A Court of Thorns and Roses, or.
I mean, I own Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, so I spent a while.
I do have. Was it Harry Potter? Yes, I do have the Harry Potter in the Scottish version.
Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I have the.
It's fucking hilarious.
All of mine are in just like the U.S. version, with the exception of the first one. I own the Sorcerer's Stone and the Philosopher's Stone, and I did specifically go looking for the Philosopher's Stone because I
have all the American ones, but I want to get like. It's stupid. It's completely stupid. It's completely not worth the money, but I want to get the collection. Have you been seeing them on Instagram where it's like it's the houses, like the whole set is one house, but I want to get all the houses.
Yeah.
I don't just want to get Slytherin. I want to get all the houses. So I'm going to have like 4 different versions of the fucking books.
I just want the house version, like Slytherin's. But a friend of mine actually found one of them, just one of them, in Ravenclaw, I think it was, at a bookstore, a used bookstore. And even used, it was like $35 for one. And I'm like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot.
I told you, it's stupid, but I want it.
It's, yeah, like the Slytherin ones are beautiful, and I would love to have them in like nice little display and everything like that. But I don't know if I could ever justify it to myself. So
I don't even know how much it is.
I don't know, but it was. They're very pretty. They're very pretty. I've seen some of them
They
too, like where
are.
each cover has like a little miniature of one of the Horcruxes, like in the cover. And I'm just like, oh, that's so pretty. It's like, I wish it wasn't so pretty, but it's pretty. All right, so why don't we wrap this up? I think we've given people a pretty good idea of like what we are and what we're gonna be like and what our podcast is gonna be about. So why don't we talk about our social medias? People can find us on social media if you would like to. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Sorry Not Sorry Generation. And come check us out.
But we won't force you.
Yeah, we won't force you. Like, if you don't want to, like, that's fine. like, we're not gonna just like come to your house and demand you come like follow us on social media. Like, that's fine.
I have the technology to know where all of our listeners live.
We do not. No. No. Like, she was
They
an
don't need
English
to know
major,
that.
I'm a history major. Like, there's no computer technology skills between the two of us. Like, let's be honest. That is not a thing either of us can do. Just like, I look, you want to talk to us, you can send us a message on, like, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and that's fine. But, yeah, come check us out on social media. We'll let you know when we post our episodes. And you'll be able to follow the links around to like our email and things like that, and you can come check us out. So, we are going to be reviewing pop culture things like movies, TV shows, books, and things like that. So if you do have any recommendations for things that you'd like to see us review, or anything, or even just general topics you'd like to hear us talk about, feel free to send them to us on social media. And yeah, we'll rip some stuff apart, maybe just give some general opinions, and have some fun along the way.
I want to rip more things apart. The more we do this, the more... How do I say this? The more loss of control there will be on my end, since I take care of the social media, so I will end up just posting random shit that I find.
That's fair. Yeah. No, I take no responsibility for the social media things that happen.
No.
Just for the record.
I know that's on me, and it's like I said, after a while, it's gonna just...
I guess I do take some responsibility because, like, the images and things that
Images
you put on there
is you. That's fun. I'm talking about, like, actual posting. Like, posts will probably be, stuff that, we make or you make or whatever. But, like, when it comes to, like, posting on the stories, it's gonna be me just resharing crap that...
Just make sure you're using the right account, like, not some personal stuff.
I know, and it's gonna be like, I'm gonna find something and I'm gonna have to forward it to the Sorry Not Sorry account and be like, I'm gonna post it there.
Yeah, that's
because this screams our generation. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun when people find out that I'm not your typical... I'm not a white person.
Well, yeah. Like, one of us is, and it's not you, so...
It's not me.
Oh, that'll be fun. This whole thing's gonna be fun, though.
Oh, yeah.
And wild and crazy.
So just to clarify, I know I've been keeping you in anticipation. I know.
Wow, really? Really? Okay. Sure. Pulling a How I Met Your Mother Barney Stinson's legendary. Yeah, sure.
No, you know
wow.
where that's from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had to. I can't. Come on, it's us. It's our whole generation. Everyone knows what the hell that's from.
That sums up what this whole podcast is going to be like in just 5 seconds.
Yep. So I'm your local Swana person. So I'm from Armenia. I grew up, very, very, very sheltered. So there was a lot of things I didn't realize until I got to college. I'll give you all a heads up on how things are going to go from this end now that you know where I'm from. I was out to dinner for a friend's birthday, and she had a friend over. And we were talking about, what my school was like, because I went to the same school from K through 12.
Is this
So I
recently?
graduated with the same 60 kids.
Like, is this story, like, a recent thing this happened?
Yeah, this happened over the weekend.
Okay.
And so I'm telling them, and they're just, so I get to the point where I tell them about, my Armenian class story and just that evolution of it, which I'll get to in a different episode. But, growing up, I always, because we had honors Armenian, regular Armenian, and remedial Armenian. Remedial Armenian was always called ASL.
Okay.
Armenian as a second language. Took me until college to realize that people around me talking about ASL is not what I thought it meant.
We're not live, so I can edit out your answer depending on what it is.
I fucking wish we were!
What did you think it was? I know what I think you might have thought it was.
I thought it was ASL! I thought ASL was Armenian as a second language, not American Sign Language!
Oh! Not what I thought.
Yeah, at college, everyone's talking about, I took a semester of ASL, in high school, and I'm just like, why the? And I'm just like, I'm not part of any of these conversations, but I'm listening. I can hear them in the courtyard, and I'm thinking, why? If you're not Armenian, why the fuck would you be taking Armenian as a second language in high school? Just to find out everyone's talking about American Sign Language.
That's fair. Like, that's valid, especially like if you don't interact with anybody who does American Sign Language and all that. Yeah, that's fair. Seriously better than the direction my thoughts went in, because I was just trying to match words to the letters of ASL, but I just disregarded the school part of it altogether, and I'm just matching, and not at all.
Yeah, so I had my friend and her friend just fucking falling over in the booth at the restaurant.
That's fair.
And I'm just like, oh, I got to make people feel that way. That's great. Yeah.
Because, yes, ASL stands for American Sign Language, not Armenian as a second language. It also doesn't stand for what I thought you might have been trying to say.
I'm the person that, like, I want to have this in there because I want reactions.
That's fair.
The thing I told you about what my mom said to me, to my friend.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. That was
and
hilarious.
then I repeated it out loud. I am the person that says shit just to get a reaction out of people.
That's fair. That is fair. I love your mom. Your mom's so cool.
I am my mother's daughter. I am a carbon copy of that woman.
That's fair. We have really cool moms, though. Like, let's be honest.
We really do.
Yeah.
I will never forget the story you told me about your mom working. I don't know where, but there was a wood chipper involved, and if the wood chipper was red, then you knew someone died in there.
Yeah. It was the story that somebody who had been cleaning out when she worked at a lumber mill, somebody had been cleaning out the giant like machine that makes like the wood chips and stuff like that. And he had been cleaning it out like on a weekend or whatever, and like everything was supposed to be off and like nobody was there, and somebody came in and just like turned it on and he was in there. And yeah. And there's no finding that, so, because it's just mixed with all the wood chips, so, yeah.
What happened to Jim? He hasn't clocked in for his shifts for the past 3 days.
Yep.
I don't know, Paul, but, the wood over here looks it kind of smells not right.
It's just like, yeah, that wood chip next to that thumb over there. Yeah.
Guys, I found Jim's watch.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's doing in there, but I found his watch.
His wallet is in here.
I think I found a part of his boot.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I forgot I told you that story.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I remember the most random shit. Like, we were out to dinner last month, the three of us, and we were going to the Betty White memorial, like, celebrate with her birthday type, thing.
Yeah.
So while we're at dinner, we're all talking, and my one friend doesn't remember she remembers a lot of the stuff that she did, but I remember the stories that she doesn't remember telling me.
Yeah.
So when I bring him up, she just goes, beat red. And she's like, I can't believe I told you that. I also can't believe that you remember that. I'm like, I remember random shit. And our other friend goes, I didn't know this story.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I have definitely told you, like, some stories of things that have happened to me at, like, Planetary Deer, and that I don't remember sometimes until you mention them. Like, I'll be trying to come up with, like, some of the stories of things that have happened to me, and then, like, you'll mention one, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that did happen, because in all honesty, just so much shit happened while I was there.
Oh, you mean like that lovely, lovely racist band that would come in, demand a venti coffee in his... I brought my own mug, and although I don't like any Armenians, so don't serve me?
Yes, that was one of the only wild stories I have from when we actually worked together. And you weren't even there either, which is what really gets me. It was just me and, like, my other white coworker. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But
What about the other, like, regular that would, like, just piss on the chairs?
oh, yeah.
So we had to get rid of the
Yeah, that's
chairs.
why we didn't have any of the nice chairs. We only had, like, the wood chairs.
And it's not like this location of, castles and poor people was anywhere near Shitsville.
Yeah, like, it wasn't even in a bad area.
It was in rural Philly.
Yeah. Like, it
Sorry,
wasn't
not
in
rural. It was sorry, rural. That would make more sense. So this was in suburbia.
Yeah.
This was fucking suburbia where, like, kids after school lets out will come in.
Yeah, and, like, study with their tutors and stuff like that. Like, it was not a weird or, like, backwoods
No, and
anything.
we get these lovely people. I will never forget, because, yes, I was raised Christian, but I was not raised Catholic. So I will never forget working my one shift. That was, like, from 2 to 10 or 2 to 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
And these kids, like, school's out, these kids all come in, and they've all got just this dirty smudge on their forehead. And I'm going, the fuck is going on? Like, did a cult just let out and they all, came to our location for coffee and books? Like,
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm so, like, I started freaking out. So I'm just like, it's not just the kids, the adults have it too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening? I'm just... Do I call home? Do I get a flight back? Because I don't want to be anywhere near this crazy cult shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
One of them comes up and their smudge wasn't as smudgy as the rest, so I could make out what it was. I'm like, why is there a plus sign on their head?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, that's not a plus sign, that's a cross. It's Ash Wednesday.
That's... Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually seen somebody who has the ash on their forehead, so that would have probably really thrown me off too, yeah.
Fucking threw me off, because I'm just like, what is this?
I mean, if there's going to be a cult somewhere, it's going to show up at a Castles and Poor People in Philly, so... gracious, yeah. But, like...
If I ever saw anybody with that fucking... with the Scientology shit on their forehead, I don't care who you are, I don't care where I am, if there was a sharp object anywhere near me, it is going to go into some part of your body.
That's accurate, yeah.
Because I don't need that Xenu L. Ron Hubbard shit anywhere up near, nowhere near myself, no.
No, thank you. But I think between the two of us, we have some wild stories, I think is probably an understatement. And not just from, like, Planetary Deer, but just, like, in general.
Life. In general,
I think my Planetary Deer stories are probably wilder than yours, but I think your general life stories are probably wilder than mine.
I have a couple good ones from when I was working at a local coffee shop in New Orleans.
That's
on
fair.
Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
But, I don't have any wild retail stuff.
Oh, I do.
You've worked in retail longer than I have. I've worked in a lot of offices.
I did. I think it was almost 7 years before I quit.
Shit, yeah, you worked there for a long time.
I've got some, and a vast majority, like 98% of my wild stories come from after I moved to Florida. So, because I think the wildest things that ever happened when we worked together is the lady who tried to buy all of the gift cards with a fake credit card, and then like the racist dude who was arrested eventually for vandalizing a high school.
A high school with high schoolers.
Yeah, with high schoolers. He graffitied a high school with high schoolers, and this dude was like 80.
And he was what, like 60?
Nah,
70?
he was definitely older than that. He's gonna be like 80.
He wasn't that old. I'm gonna say he was in the 60s to 70s.
We'll split the difference. 70s.
All right, we'll go with 70.
But yeah, he got put in jail for graffitiing a high school because he didn't like the high school. And it's just like, that's okay. Sure.
So fucking what? You don't like the high school? Do you go to the high school? No. Do you have family that goes to high school? Probably fucking not. So what's it to you? Does the building get up and move and just fuck you over on the streets while you're driving past it? Like,
probably. But hey, it got him to stop coming to our store for a while. So
I remember. What do I remember of you telling me about once you moved to Florida? Was it Florida or was it here? It must have been Florida when like the store across from you in the lot, was it a Big Lots or whatever, and like your coworker B was like, it's probably a bomb, and you're just like, oh, I want to watch.
Yeah, no, that was here. That was here in Florida. Yeah, yeah, and it was a Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, there you go.
Yeah, it had a bomb
the Big
threat.
Lots was across the street in our Philly location.
Yeah, there was one in the parking lot of the.
Yeah, that was the Big Lots. I remember that. So I'm just like, it's.
Yeah, no, it was a Hobby Lobby,
Lobby,
and they had a bomb threat, and they had to evacuate. So, yeah, no, that was. And the
you're
thing
the
about
kind
that
of
is
fucked
that's
up
like
that just goes, I want to watch.
Yeah, like that's like a wild story, but like nothing actually happened with that one. I have wild stories where shit happens. So, I mean, like you could only be threatened, yelled at, screamed at,
right?
Having to hide like in the back room with a knife because some psycho's in your dining room and all that, you know. Yeah, I got some stories. We'll have to do a retail horror story episode one day, and honestly, I'll probably have to like sit down with you just to remember some of them because I think you probably remember.
It's fine
more
by
of them.
me. You'll probably trigger some of my own random shit. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah. So I think we'll probably have to sit down and talk. Like, so what are some of your stories? What do you remember of my stories? Because I didn't even remember the Hobby Lobby story until just now. Because there's just so much shit. Like, there's so much shit has happened. Like, I have had so many things happen to me. Like, from people getting super drunk in like the dining room and like throwing a chain around at people, and like I've had people pass out multiple days in a row by locking themselves like in our bathrooms and they can't get out, and yeah. Just I've had to hide in the back with a knife because some crazy person was out there.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Yeah. And who was somebody who had attacked our like workers before. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I've got stories. I've got stories for days. All right. I think at this point, we're going to wrap up episode 0. And, yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this preview of what's to come and gave you a little insight to how wild and crazy the next episodes will be. So I hope you enjoyed your time with us, and tune in for our next episode, which will be our first review episode. So tune in.
Tune in next week for more fuckery because we have some serious questions and concerns. All right.
And yes, all right, we are recording. Yay, we're recording. It's actually recording this time. Just like not some bullshit.
Just 3 hours
All right.
of content lost.
Oh, Lord. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
There was a time difference.
It's okay.
No, we have to say it at the same time.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
God damn it. There's... All right.
All
3, 2, 1. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
It's all right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
God damn it. Why are we so bad at this?
I think it's fine, because no one ever gets it right.
Like, I'm just gonna put all of this in the intro. Bloopers.
This is the intro. Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all.